what's your favorite drink, I guess mixed drink, to make with the bourbon? If you're not drinking it on the rocks.
You know, it's interesting, like, we were very fortunate to build out an incredible drink cocktail strategy, right? A lot of great cocktails. Some of them are our versions of these very, very, very well-known cocktails. But like, one of our cocktails that really, really crushed it is called a Mystic Charmer. And Mystic Falls.
I was going to say...
No, but I got to tell you, we loved that drink so much, but we didn't know what to call it, and we ran that through a name generator. And it came up Mystic Charmer. So we went, we have to do it.
It was fate.
Yeah, we actually have to do this, right? The Mystic Charmer is bourbon, fresh lemon, honey syrup, shaken, strained over ice, but it's in a beer mug, like a cold frozen beer mug. So it's a much larger format, topped with ginger ale, a little bit of soda just to give it like a little lightness, and then a lemon wheel. Now you've got this sort of larger format, really cool, easy drinking, but dynamic flavor profile. Now, you could drink this whether it's next to the fire in the summer or in the winter, next in the snow, or on a rooftop in New York in the summer. A lot of versatility. You can also mix it with our rye or even our cask drink. It's on another level. Another big one that we've been really going through like crazy, and we can see the data sheets, like you see the hockey stick of like how quickly this cocktail's taken off. Bourbon sour. Now, most like guys aren't going to walk into a bar and order a bourbon sour, a whiskey sour, right? But bartenders are now pushing this with ours because it's so good. So we take Brothers Bond bourbon or rye. You can also do it with cask. Lemon, tiny bit of simple. We don't usually use a lot of sugar. Tiny simple, sweet vermouth, and elderflower. So Saint Germain, right? Shaken with ice, strained over fresh ice. This cocktail has been literally changing the way people see bourbon. You like bartenders, they can't make them fast enough. And so this is like one of those things where you realize like these flavor profiles are really spectacular.
Right.
And we've seen just a tremendous amount of success with these cocktails, you know?
Yeah, that's
like real layered, even mixologists will tell you this, these flavor profiles are just on another level, you know?
No, I mean, you said elderflower, that's so interesting.
Saint Germain.
I would never think that.
Bartenders call it like their cure-all for everything because it is so amazing, but when you mix it with our bourbon, it's like you can't go wrong. It's pretty special.
Well, that's so cool. And I'm learning so much about bourbon just tonight. But I wanted to ask, I mean, obviously creating like an alcohol brand, that's not easy. And so I imagine with Paul, there must be, some challenges and also, some highlights.
Challenges with Paul or challenges with building the brand?
Both. So can you tell me about both of them?
It's crazy, man. Paul and I have now been in this. It's my longest relationship, 14 years.
Wow.
It's so funny because we have the same palate. And we've now been through so much. We don't argue about stuff.
Wow.
Our shorthand, like, I don't think we've ever actually been in a fight. There's never been a fight. Like, once we were upset about the blocking of a scene. We got upset about stuff, but it wasn't about each other. So it's so funny. Like, when you're building a company with someone, there's a lot of shorthand that you need to get through quickly, right? And not to sound like, obviously you have to be respectful of people's like ideas,
right.
But Paul and I know each other, we know what we're thinking, so if he comes up with an idea, or I come up with an idea, we think about it and go, no, it's not gonna work, done, kill that. And Paul will go, you know what, you're right. Or I'll say, you know what, yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Let's just move on. So we move through stuff in such an expedient manner because there's no ego. We're not worried about, like, we don't offend each other.
Right.
So as co-founders or co-founders of a company, we can move through an enormous amount of tasks without any issue. what we can do in a half of a day is what people it might take a week to do. So that's pretty incredible. But as far as like, you know, there are a lot of pitfalls in this bourbon or in alcohol business. The thing we've been able to do is, because we have so much passion and knowledge about this spirit, we are able to do things that most companies are not able to, because of we love our audience and we love our brand. So there's no separation. We're never trying to sell someone something. It's part of who we are.
I was going to say, I feel
part
like
of
it's
our
such
DNA.
part of your identity.
It is our
identity. And it carries
identity.
over so well.
Yeah, no, thank you for noticing that. Like,
Absolutely.
this is part of our DNA, you know?
That's so lovely. No, I love hearing that. That's exactly like what I would think. I think most people think that, and it's such an authentic like transition into a business or a business venture, where I feel like a lot of time now it's not as okay.
I think you'd be really. I think here's the thing. I think with us, I think it'd be very hard pressed to find a brand that has the level of quality that we have, with 14 years of IP built into it. I honestly, I don't think there is a case study to represent that data. I think we're kind of an anomaly. So for us, it's like, you look at guys like the George Clooney and Randy Gerbers of the world. These were guys that they love each other, that came together to build something very special. We obviously haven't had the careers that George Clooney has had.
You're still young.
It's that same thing. It's brotherhood and passion and love for what you do. And that's how we got to Brothers Bond.